are live.
We are.
It's like we're sleeping.
So this is what it sounds like.
And at 1 in the morning.
Apparently in Fall River at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and people are starting to bitch about it. I don't hear it. Westport, I wish I was, but I don't think if someone put an explosive in my bedroom, I would wake up to it some nights. It's phase 2 of the reopening. And I was just thinking about possibly dining downtown in Fall River tomorrow. Maybe get a few, what if I had like a plate of oysters and a pigeon flew by and took a shit on them? Oh. I mean, would I even
they would
notice?
have to give you another one. Well.
What if I didn't notice?
But if you did, I would think they would have to replace them.
Now all of a sudden I got the bird flu, and then now we got another distraction from COVID-19. Sorry we were a little late today. We were waiting, of course.
Of course, for me.
For
Sorry
Sarah.
about that. I'll be 5 minutes late to my own funeral.
But I was well prepared and got here today at like 2:30.
I saw that.
I went to TNT Hot Dog. I came over to write some stuff up.
Well, I like to wait till Errol gets home from work because it's usually not till like 3:30 or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I'm not very comfortable with leaving my teenage son home alone because he's pulled some things.
He might. He might. We were just talking about that. We were going over some websites. You don't have any websites blocked, do you?
I don't. No.
Do you
website
think he's at that phase where he's on the red tube and all that stuff?
Not that I know of.
I don't want to gross you out and talk about your own kid.
He has, I'm
How
on
old
his,
is
he's 14.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on his Instagram.
He's been doing it for a few years.
I don't want the visual,
okay.
Jeff. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. I don't need the visual, but yes. But he is getting to that age. He's becoming a man, and it's not easy for me because he's my only child, and
Yeah.
I don't like leaving him home alone because if something happens when I'm not there, I get very upset. So.
In fact, I'm in a different situation. My daughter's actually safer when I'm not home. So she's we leave her alone. I've been leaving her home alone since she was like, I don't know, 2, 3.
Well, I mean, my parents left 2, 3.
Send Zen over there to sleep over.
I was like babysitting at that age, but I had like 3 little brothers and sisters to take care of too. It's different when my son's there by himself, and then his little buddy up the street that's a couple years older than him. Then the next thing you know, he's in the house when nobody's there, and next thing you know, there's girls in the house. And,
right.
Yeah.
And back in the day,
An orgy happened.
The local.
Oh my God.
That's.
Please.
I was actually a Cub Scout. I was a Cub Scout for not long enough to get diddled, but I was a Cub Scout long enough to get that box of things that you sell. It's like paper airplanes and little candies, and I took those and played with them all, and I never went back. Thank God I had the instincts. Right. And considering I was almost an altar boy, I went to Catholic school. I grew up in that era. The mailman used to give me gum. And I never got diddled once. And I swear I have a fucking complex over it. But today's show, what more can we talk about? COVID, new cases yesterday.
Can I just first say one thing?
Sure.
I did not know that
you
that
want to
was Devin.
apologize?
I did not know that was Devin last week that called.
Oh.
And if I would have known it was her, I would have taken it a little bit easier on her.
Devin's
because
a
I
big
like
girl.
Devin. I do like
She
Devin.
can handle
Yeah.
it.
Well, I get that, but she got very upset with me, and if I would have known it was her, I wouldn't have came at her so hard.
No.
I didn't know it was her, and I've been like taking a lot of heat on Facebook, so I just thought it was like another hater, and I did kind of lash out, and I cut her off, and I talked over her, and so I just
that's everybody.
but if she's
Luckily, no
watching, I just
protesting.
want her to know that I did not know it was her, and that I am sorry if I offended her.
In fact, you must have rushed in here because there was a protest outside of about 30 people.
No, I didn't see anybody
It was
out
just
there.
to the north
No,
of the. You might have parked on the south side.
maybe.
But I think she's leading that protest.
Yeah.
And it's she's looking for some. Thank God we got
looking for
security
some
in here
blood,
today.
yeah.
But so 0 new COVID case today. I would imagine Mayor Coogan's making an announcement now about today.
Well, I just heard him on Ray's
yesterday.
show driving here.
Okay, what'd they say?
Yeah, they were talking most about the school department. I didn't really hear anything about COVID. Just how they're going to keep the class sizes smaller and how they have no idea how they're going to come into the next school year.
Yeah, who knows?
Nobody has the answers, right?
Preschools are all open right now.
Everything's all hectic all over the United States because of these awful police officers doing their job.
Right.
There's houses getting breaking into for Fall River. There's Netflix. There's can't fire people for being gay anymore. We got Chaz now.
Hasn't that been a law since the Civil Rights Act? I mean,
that's what I thought.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
the
what
first.
we were talking about.
I guess it was a state-to-state thing, too.
well, Well, you know what I think? I think that they can't allow themselves to be lumped into the rest of the people, like through the Civil Rights Act. So they want their own special laws.
I mean, my main concern when I walked in on Dallas
Yeah.
was how is he going to get the fecal matter all over the wall in the conference
Jesus.
room? Like, but whatever. Gay, I thought it was illegal to make fun of gay people.
Yeah, I thought it was
Kinda
illegal
is.
to fire them before
So-
this law was
Well,
even
that's
passed.
what I mean. Like,
but-
why are
You're
we
fired.
passing laws for laws that already exist, and why are we
Right.
protesting for rights we already have? And
Trump
I just don't
signed
get it.
a new
Okay.
executive order today mandating that the police can no longer kill somebody for no reason. So
Well,
that
thank
happened.
God.
Black lives.
Yeah.
Thank God. Thank God.
And
Now
then
maybe he should pass a law saying that black people can't kill us for no reason.
I saw footage that was out of New Bedford of an African American woman, and it seems like there's some that are against each other. Like the Black Lives Matter movement, they're like. There was a black lady, and she was telling another black lady that it's bullshit. She's like, they're just using you up.
That's right.
The Republicans, the black people are like against abortion. They're
very anti-gay.
They're more
Well,
conservative.
listen, you know
yeah,
what?
they're
They're
like, we
tearing
don't
down
want
all
the
these statues, right?
LGBT.
Martin Luther King was against gay marriage. When are we tearing his statue down?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, how far do we push this? Like, history is history. But I get what you're saying about it, because I heard the lady give this speech, and the Black Lives Matter. It's not really like an organization. It's anybody who wants to label themselves Black Lives Matter can organize a protest, and they can call it Black Lives Matter. So that's why it's not very organized, like at a centrally organized level.
Yeah.
It's anybody who wants to label themselves with that label can be, and I mean, so it's not. And then you have a lot of people who are marching with Black Lives Matter, and they're rioting, and then the Black Lives Matter people who don't like that say, oh well, that's not us. Well, all right, we get it, but
let's say it was just like blank lives matter, and whoever they were trying to
How
protect.
about all lives matter?
Well, they do, right? So now I saw someone else had a philosophy about this Narcan. Like we're not going to be going in there Narcaning you if you had COVID or the overdose. And this woman who's clearly got Black Lives Matter all over her page is tripping on that. And I was like, well, which lives matter? The black lives, the dead lives, the Narcan lives? Like,
well, I mean, when you
have
start
to pick
boiling
a
it down,
cause.
that's right. Well, I think that everybody should just try to be civilized and do the right thing, make good choices, and
race is not a choice.
I understand that, but I don't think race is really
It's not a
factor
disease
in
either.
oppression either in this country today. But that's just my opinion.
Right. So what else we got going on? Starbucks. Now I'm hearing that law enforcement anyway, cannot get served at Starbucks.
I think they're not getting their discount is what it is. They used to get a
they're
discount or
not
something.
getting
Now they
the-
took
yeah.
that away from
Well,
them. I think it's not that they're getting served. I
Okay.
think that would depend on who was waiting on them.
But there was in Bronx, New York, there was a police union that sent out a memorandum stating that while they were at Fulton Street in Brooklyn, where Biggie grew up, they went and ate at a McDonald's or somewhere, and they noticed that someone had put bleach into their drinks.
Oh.
I remember that.
Oh, I read about that today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was today. And then there was a
Yes,
female
yes,
officer
yes.
who did a selfie video in the car, and she broke down crying. She's like,
Yes.
I worked a 12-hour shift. I just
right.
want my breakfast.
That's right.
And they wouldn't give it to her. And it's just a shame that one bad apple is with any
Well,
group.
reality's become inverted. Now police officers are the ones being hunted in the streets.
And that's not fair.
Really not fair. No, it
No,
isn't.
I was
No, it
talking to Chris Peckham today, and a lot of the guys are having a tough time with it because they don't deserve to be.
No, they don't.
They're very community oriented, and they don't deserve to be treated like shit. They're
That's
here
right.
to protect.
If we can't judge the black community by what a few of the criminals do, then we shouldn't judge all police officers by what a
That's-
few bad apples do.
Oh,
Hello.
Farver, we got a live call right off the rip. You're on the air.
Hello, hey Jeff, how are you? How you doing
Is
today?
that David?
David Mead, Mead's Media
hey,
Mayhem. What's happening,
Mead's
Dave?
Media Mayhem.
Dave, you've been stuck up in the Flint.
Well, I haven't been out for 2 days because there was nowhere to go. So
There was nowhere to go.
I think there was nowhere to go. Well, I'm not going to go sit in a restaurant with a mask on my face
Right.
and try to eat through my mask. I ain't going to do that. But anyway,
How do you think the prostitutes are doing that with the mask on their face?
Yeah, right. Well, but anyways, I heard the coronavirus was gone, but I guess Charlie Baker did not lift the order yet.
Where did it go to?
So,
Where did it
I
go?
don't know.
It was clearly in that burning Wendy's,
I
right?
guess, right?
I heard that it escaped through the southern border.
Nobody escapes down through the southern border. They come from the southern
Yeah.
border.
So, David, a month ago, you were staying fast at, you were going to go out, you were going to go to your McDonald's, you were
now
going to
you're
have
staying
your drink,
inside.
and now you're
I
afraid?
was gonna go have iced coffee or something, but I can't even go have an iced coffee at McDonald's. I can walk into Dunkin' Donuts without a mask on. They won't say shit to me. So because
They
Do
know
you think
better.
do you think it's because they're afraid of you,
Yeah, is it because they're afraid of you, David?
or afraid of saying anything to
No,
people?
no, it's just that it's all right. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Well,
you
some
know,
businesses enforce it, some don't. That's the only thing. I don't wear a mask, and nobody says nothing to me. Although when I went to Dunkin' Donuts yesterday, the drive-through line was really long, so I went in, and they gave me a hard time about it. But they still served me.
I went to Walmart the other day, and I've been going to Walmart since all this shit's happened, and one employee finally said something
Yeah.
to me.
David, what
kinda
about
shocked.
Starbucks? Would you go to Starbucks, or is that too expensive for your
I go to
palate?
the barber shop.
No,
I
stop.
don't. I mean,
Yeah, you're bald, right? Starbucks. Starbucks.
Man, oh man, no man, I got nowhere to get a haircut, man.
No, I got a haircut scheduled. Actually, that's part of phase 2.
Tomorrow's my Sarah. Tomorrow's my
Yes, I know.
tomorrow. Tomorrow, but I mean, if you come by, I mean, again, if they out tomorrow's your father's birthday.
Well, it is, but you know what?
Birthday
My
family
mom is taking him to Vermont because they have like some lands up there with an A-frame cabin, and so they're going up there
Nice.
tomorrow. So I'm not gonna be like celebrating his birthday. So I will be there tomorrow, David.
Where is this, David? You have a special announcement?
What's going on?
Pleasant and Town Street, right there, right next to Price, right there in Furniture City, right in that middle aisle.
Yeah, right
there.
where County
Oh.
Street meets. Yeah.
Right where
The
the
intersection.
police, right up from the police station, where they had the big protest
Yes.
last
Yeah.
week.
Yes.
What time's that,
right
David?
in there, right in that area.
What time is that?
Huh?
What time is that going to be from?
1:30. 1:30 to about 4:02, maybe 3 o'clock. Who knows?
Is it going to be a violent,
Do you plan on blocking traffic?
No. It's a peaceful protest.
peaceful?
And, you know, and
Peaceful
nobody-
riot?
and it's a peaceful one,
And
and nobody's gonna interfere.
What's the purpose of it? Is it for?
It's just holding down some flag. You know what I'm saying? I got like 3 of them.
Flag Day that was 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's not gonna be no protest. Well, it's a standout.
Just you fuck it. Just hey, you know
Just
what?
fuck
Everyone
it.
else
I
is
want to
having
get
a
out of the
protest.
house.
gonna
I'm
have
a protest about fucking protests,
I'm
okay?
gonna protest. I'm gonna hold guns rights, and I'm gonna protest with Jeff and
Do you-
say, hey,
Oh,
Jeff is AR-14. He needs to carry that.
Yeah, do you have guns, David?
My AR-13.
I used to have guns. I got rid of them.
You got rid of them?
Nerf guns?
I got rid of them.
What
when I had
kinds?
children.
What'd you have? What was your favorite
I
one?
had an AR-15. I had
They trust you with that?
let me see. What else did I have? I had double barrel shotguns. I had
Nice.
oh jeez.
Too many to count.
Well, David, listen, I'm going to see you tomorrow at the protest. Do you mind if I bring Lulu and Benson?
Oh man, don't call me to shit on my what do you call my flag?
Okay. All right, David. We'll talk to you. I'll see you tomorrow, buddy. David Mead.
All right, my friend. Okay.
Tomorrow is the protest.
For
The
protests.
protest is about protests,
About
and if you're going to have a
protesting,
protest, he's going to have a protest. So tomorrow there'll be a
Well,
protest
he
at
hit me up
1:30.
about this a long time ago, and I told him I would make an appearance there. He comes to all my stuff. So
Yeah,
I
he
can't
does.
Show up,
Yeah, maybe I'll drop you guys off some shots.
Well, yeah, I'm sure I'll be bringing my own, but that's okay.
Well,
what time is it
If you want to
tomorrow?
bring
It's
some, I will.
I think he said 1:30 to 1:45, then switch to 3.
Well, that's what I mean. I thought it was at 2. That's the impression I was under. It was at 2 o'clock.
So, David, we'll look forward to you posting, on the media page
Yeah.
what time this protest is.
I'll share it everywhere.
Yeah, we'll make sure that everybody's there at Price
I mean,
Right.
it is the day before. You want to have like a set time.
Charlie
Shows
Baker,
up.
he'll go.
So let's get into this Chaz thing. Chaz, like, all right, so
Chaz Chop.
people just decided to take an area of downtown Seattle
So let me get this straight. They weren't happy with the way that their government
took a
was run.
police district,
So they
not just the park.
imposed on someone else's land, built a wall, and then they had an armed militia protect their borders.
Yep.
Well, gee whiz.
Who armed this militia?
Well, gee whiz. Well, they have a bunch of armed people there. And now they want to extort white people. They're saying that white people have to pay them, all the colored people that are there. And then now they're extorting the businesses like the mafia did. If they don't want their businesses burned, they have to pay up. Yeah,
Now, what's going to be the
They
finale
are-
with this?
The National Guard.
The
goes
National-
Well, the National
The National
Guard,
Guard's gonna come
Trump
over
Is going,
and-
Trump is going to send the National Guard in and tear shit up. That's what's going to happen.
Trump already reported that they
Yeah.
are terrorists.
Yeah.
So at that point, National Guard's going to go, anyone that doesn't drop their weapon is going to get shot. And then there's going to be protests about this.
But I mean, you just can't take the hypocrisy. Is they hate on the way like the Europeans because they came here on the Indian land and they committed genocide and they took over and they don't want to build a wall. They want to build a wall and that's so horrible.
So-
and the first thing that they do is take over land that doesn't belong to them. And the first thing that they do is extort the people who are there. And now they built a whole toll barrier around the whole property.
the
You
barriers
can't make
were by the
stuff
cops.
up, like, huh?
The barriers were made by the cops. They were all police barricades that the police ended
There's
up
no
leaving.
cops inside of it. They're all armed
Right.
militia. Like,
Yeah, so the
right.
police ended up retreating and leaving that district.
Imagine-
They took over the district police department.
Imagine being like in charge of of Seattle and allowing this
Oh,
to
yeah,
happen.
yeah.
I mean,
Just call-
I'm sorry,
Look at
but
Boston.
this
They called National Guard in 4 hours, and they were already there in 6.
All right, let's see. Let's take a call. For Aurora, you're live.
Hi, guys. The National Guard's not going in there.
No?
I think they will.
No, that requires the state, Inslee, who's the governor, would have to basically allow it to happen. If you really want
maybe.
to follow what's going on in there, Jack Prosovic, who's on Twitter, I think he's on
I like
the
him.
OAN
Yeah.
network. Yeah, he was undercover there with his brother.
Yeah, I watched the
And he
video this
basically
morning.
said, he basically said what happens at night is different than what happens during the day.
Right.
There are women getting raped there. There are
Yeah, I
people
did hear
getting
that.
injured, stabbed. All
Wow.
kinds of crap's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
It's anarchy at night. I've been told because the way he painted this, and the problem is that the mayor of Seattle, who could easily stop this right now, just arm the cops and go in there and clean out those hot pocket eaters, won't do it.
No.
Wow.
Well, this is a political agenda. This really has nothing to do with anybody's safety. It's a political agenda. This is all they want. They want the divide and conquer type of strategy. They want the chaos. It's designed.
So what is the goal?
Well, but this is testing the government. This is basically what this is. That they can get away with this, they can take another block. They supposedly were focused on another police station in a part of Seattle.
Uh-huh.
But the same thing's going on in Portland. Okay, this is getting irritating. Every time I watch these idiots have dodgeball. That's what is this? 7th grade?
I know.
I saw that.
I know.
I mean,
Yep.
you gotta be kidding me. They can't even plant a garden right. They're living in tents. The fact
Yep.
is there are people who are living there,
Yep.
who own apartments in the area. They have to flee their apartments,
Well-
and they can't go back because they can't get a moving truck to get the hell out of it.
I think that yes, you're right, and exactly. What about the people who are stuck in those borders right now? These make believe borders now. But I think what they're doing is they're baiting Trump to come in with the National Guard so they can make him out to be some kind of
Yeah.
tyrant. I mean, this is really all about baiting Trump they're daring him to fix
And
the
there's been
situation.
some celebrities doing it, too.
Yeah.
It's-
But I'm sorry, but if you take over this is a hostile takeover. This is an act of war. What about all the businesses that are stuck inside these borders that are being extorted? And now they're saying white people have to pay us. All the people of color here. We have to
Is
pay
it
us money
mostly
and-
black people that are there?
Oh no,
No,
I think
no,
it's
everyone.
mixed. It's all mixed.
Yeah, there's a
There's
bunch of
even
different
Trump,
people.
there's,
Yeah.
there's Trump supporters over
Yes,
there right now
yes.
trying to fight them back.
They can't get out though. They won't let them out.
Wow.
Yes.
What it is it's a combination. You got a bunch of Black Lives Fraud people there, and then you got
LGBT.
Antifa there, and then you've got the followers of both groups. Generally, these are hot pocket basement, mommy's basement dwellers who basically spend most of their time smoking joints and playing games.
Right.
So there's no real leadership there. The leader of the group is a rapper. Okay?
Right. I know. I saw that. I
Warlord,
saw
yeah.
that. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
And does he not think he's gonna get charged for inciting a riot and all this other shit? He's handing out guns to minors on his own live stream.
Oh, this is the guy?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's a rapper?
Yeah. He's a up and coming rapper. Right.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Well, gunshot. No, warlord.
Warlord, yeah.
Chaz, Warlord. He punched out a reporter about 3 nights ago.
Yeah.
The guy was asking simple questions, and he just punched the guy out for no reason.
Yep.
I'm telling you, I would love to send the National Guard in there. But see, I prefer to send like Apache helicopters in there and kill every one of them.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm advocating
Drop a
for
fucking nuke
just
on
drop
it.
a bomb on.
Yeah,
That's it. Drop a
exactly.
bomb on. Call it a day.
Do what
Okay.
we should have done
You
with
know
Iran
something?
years
This is
ago,
how we're gonna
yeah?
handle you terrorists. Okay. Bomb you right out of
The problem
existence.
is the same thing's going on in Portland. This has been going on in Portland for almost 2 years.
When-
Because the mayor's been allowing the Antifa kids to do what they want.
Yes.
And they don't stop. Stores have been basically shook down in Portland by these Antifa mobs.
Right. They behave in the very way that they claim to fight against, and that's the exact way that they behave in. And it's so
Hypocrisy
like
at its
inverted.
finest.
It's so like Orwellian, and I'm just, you know what? I'm so over it. I just want this to come to an end. I'm sick of the terrorists blaming us for being terrorists.
Now,
I'm
Cole,
sick
do you
of it.
think
Yeah.
this will spread to like Sacramento or Boise, Idaho?
Africa.
It depends on how much of our
doubt it.
sellouts the politicians want to be.
I doubt it, because what's going to happen eventually, they're going to move the mayor of Seattle, and the governor's going to have to do something. I think this thing will end because eventually they should shut the power and the water off in that section of the city. Eventually, the people in Seattle are going to get tired of this.
Well,
and
they
then
just shut the
demand-
cell towers down. That'll freaking smoke them right
They're
out.
going to demand the twit man basically do something about it, and eventually, even the police chief said it.
Yeah,
There are
well,
rapes going
it
on
could
there.
be
Eventually,
done
we're gonna
easily,
move
but
in.
it's not being done.
So the police chief is being told to stand down by the mayor?
Yes.
Yeah.
She basically her excuse was they can't get in there. They know rapes and assaults are going on, but they can't get in
Even though
there.
they are.
There's
I think
been-
it's a load of crap.
Yeah.
At
There was
some
300 phone calls to the 911 dispatch that not one cop responded
That's right.
to.
That's
right.
incredible.
It is
Caller,
incredible.
thank you for your input. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Barry.
Yep.
Take it easy, man. Yeah, he's always got good points. But that
Hey,
just
Barry's wicked smart. I love
Yeah.
Barry. Yep.
that
I like
that
Barry.
just
Yeah.
kills me how like people think they can just go take over, like, you know.
But you know what kills me is
We
how
should
fast
just go take over, like,
how
a big-ass
fast it
bank
could be
so we
shut
can get
down, but
money,
it's
right?
not. All right, you know how fast that we could really shut that down if we wanted to.
Just as
No,
fast
but-
as the Florida police shut down that whole movement
I
2
think,
weeks ago.
I
They're
think
being
the main
patient.
thing
They're being
is
very
they're
patient.
being
Well, I
patient.
don't think
They
it's
want
about
them to
patience.
ruin
I think
it
it's an
themselves.
agenda. I think that this is all about an agenda. They want to create the chaos. They want to give the media all this ammunition to say how chaotic things are so they can use it against Trump. The election's getting closer and closer, and you're going to see these Democrats getting more radical and more radical. They don't care who they hurt, who gets killed. They don't care. Nobody's lives matters to these people. You know?
I don't get it. I mean, I think it's 2020. I figured, like, you know, growing up in the 70s, you had Vietnam, you had all that stuff. I was a kid, I didn't really understand.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, everything was like peace and harmony. And would we have to worry about, a meteor might come within 1,000,000 miles of Earth, and if it hit us, it would do this to this city. And then all of a sudden, we vote in Barack Obama. And then there's Black Lives Matter.
Race relations go back 50 years, if not more.
And
you know?
and now there's Antifa. There's everybody wants to have their own, not only race, not only, I mean, we're all as one, but that's fine. But with the LGBTQFCKT, like, I don't really care. That's all right. Nobody treats you differently because
No.
nobody should know what you do. Like, nobody should know what I'm doing with my wife or my dog or my cat or whatever.
Stop.
But seriously, like, why is all this being brought upon us and pushed on us? Propaganda, what I should believe in as a church or a higher power. None of this, like, you do you, I'll do me.
That's right.
If I want to pray to a bottle of Jim Beam and a joint,
Sure.
then let that be my Lord.
Absolutely. Who am I to judge?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right?
Do your thing, mind your business.
Well-
I'll mind mine, but don't impose your views on me, and I won't impose mine on you. But people think that just because you speak your views, it's freedom of speech, not freedom from speech. So people think that they are entitled to not hear your point of view, when all they have to do is just keep scrolling. I mean, listen, I say what I say on a Facebook. It's on a keyboard. You have every right to scroll past it and not read it. But the fact that you choose to read it and engage me, you're the one who wants to report all my posts. Try to silence me, censor me on Facebook.
Say where you work.
Right, exactly. Try to get me fired from my job. You know, a lot of people that I argue with on Facebook, I would never even think of even opening their profiles to see what they look like because I just don't care.
Doesn't matter, yeah, right.
But not
Doesn't
only,
matter, yeah.
but not only do they look at my profile, they find out everything
your
about
kids,
me. That's right.
everything,
They find out about my kids. They try to get me fired from my job.
So what do you
It's
guys think
crazy.
about this? If someone is going to go just because they think differently than you and say, hey, you know, I go to this place a lot, and wouldn't it be funny if everyone told the managers there that Sarah works there and she's going to spit in everyone's food?
Right.
And then someone randomly comes along and says, haha, I don't doubt that you frequent Friendlies a lot.
Well, I'm right.
And you know, like, so that's a little low blow.
Well, so what?
But
you know,
who threw the first punch?
Don't threaten my job then.
Right? You know,
that her name's Megan Lee. All right, she was all over me for a week. Ever since we had a little disagreement on a mutual friend's page. I'm not going to say her name because I'm sure she doesn't want it out there. But she posted something politically charged. All I did was give my opinion, and the next thing you know, this girl is up my ass. Okay, harassing me all over Swansea pages, all over my own page. She's screenshotting my comments and making posts about me on her page. And then, you know what? The first time I take a shot back at her because she threatens my job, right? Because that's the kind of power she thinks she has because of a couple of haters on Facebook. She thinks she has this social power that she can threaten my job and not have any.
She's off Facebook.
Yeah, well, she deactivated her account. Yeah. Listen, you know something? And the one I screenshotted one of her comments and made a post. And you know what? She couldn't take the hate. She was so willing to dish out.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for that.
Why is that so? It's such a thing these days that you can talk shit, but when it comes back at you, you don't have thick skin.
And then she's all over trying to play the victim. You know something? You were all over me for a week, and I let it all go. I let it all go. I would give you some snarky remarks back to you, whatever. But once you threatened my job, all right. Now I'm gonna shame you. And she didn't. She just couldn't take it. She was so willing to dish it out, but couldn't take it. Yep. So you know what? I hope she licks her wounds, keeps her account deactivated, and learns a lesson. Because you know something? It goes both ways. Treat people the way you want to be treated.
On a side note, the banana splits are now half price at that Friendlies. I guess there's an overabundance now that supposed to be boycotting the place.
Well, listen, we're not even open. We haven't been open. You know, my boss is on my Facebook page. Like, I mean, she can see what I post. Nothing I say is racist. No. They make it into a race issue, and I'm posting my opinion.
As soon as you guys open, me and my daughter are going to go there.
Well, good. Well, I know I'm sure that a lot of people do because my inbox is full of a lot of people who support me that won't say no.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah, and people don't want to get involved. So a lot of your supporters don't want to get involved. But it's clear when we have you on. A lot of people send messages to the inbox. Yes. We want more Sarah.
Thank you.
Some people want less Sarah. Well, some people want less me. Some people don't want us
early
at all.
Sarah. You know, not 5 minutes late.
But you get what you get.
Yeah, I get that.
Get what you get.
Yeah, I mean, listen. So what else we got going on? Netflix. I stumbled upon this. FIS is for family. It's like a cartoon. The Murphy family. Mm-hmm. It's like out of the 70s.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of a lot of old families I used to know.
I didn't see that. I don't know what that is.
Who's that? Nick Kroll that made that? Or it's some comedian that's behind that show.
Yeah, definitely. It almost sounded like it was Mocky Mock, but it's probably somebody that's from this area. But I love shit like that. Netflix series. The problem with me, as I always say, is I get lost in them and I forget what episode and then I just have to pick a new one.
Right now I'm binge watching Bones, but I couldn't find that on Netflix. I found out on Amazon Prime. That's what I'm watching.
Oh, I have Prime.
Yeah.
Bill Burr did
Gotta check
F is
out
for Family from Boston.
Billions.
Bill Burr.
Gotta watch Billions.
Okay.
Great show.
Bill Burr.
I think I already watched all of Netflix, so now I'm on Amazon Prime.
I'm on
I've been
Hulu
on it
right
for
now,
3
yeah.
months, so you know all I do is watch Amazon and fight with people on Facebook.
I'm on Hulu now. I've merged over to Hulu.
Yeah, it's been a lot of people are saying like I get this scribbled down in here just to trip over. To jump across the river into Somerset and give RBT a nice kick in the nuts.
Well, I guess he blames you for some things, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he's blamed me for his life being miserable where it is.
You fucked up my life too, Jeff.
I've helped you out. I mean, I drove over there, and maybe this is RBT. It says New Mexico, so I doubt it. But Forever Roy, you're live.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I'm calling from New Mexico. I used to live in Somerset, Massachusetts.
Cool.
Oh, you used to?
Yeah, there's stuff that's going on that makes no sense. You know, I've challenged cops in my lifetime too, but they always took me down. You know, and there's stuff going on is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
You know, we have it here too. We have it here in New Mexico where they're rioting and stuff like that. I've been in the middle of it. You know, I've got to fight the people over stupid rioting.
So there's rioting in Mexico, in New Mexico?
Oh yeah, all over in Albuquerque, Farmington.
Wow.
Santa Fe.
All the major cities.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just a nationwide thing. I thought it was pretty much.
Yes. No,
well, it's a global thing. They're rioting in
Yeah.
England, everywhere. Like
Europe,
Europe,
Africa, everything.
Yep.
Now, what is it down there?
Which it doesn't make sense why Africa's rioting, but
You still have slaves in Africa. Right about that.
Yeah.
To me, it makes no sense, you know, because every life matters. But if Mexican cops, they're going to take you down. Do what they got to do to take you down.
Yeah.
It's on you to respect cops and
That's
do
right.
what they say. You know.
Fight him in court.
You know?
Don't fight him. Don't fight him during the arrest.
That's the way I
No,
feel.
but to me, if I was a cop and somebody grabbed my taser and pointed at me, my first instinct would take the guy down. You know
Of
what I'm
course.
saying? Any way I possibly.
Of course.
You know, it's not. You know, I've been married to a black woman. I've gotten into a fight over because I'm a white guy married to a black woman.
Yeah.
You know, I've been homeless in places. I've been homeless in Chicago. You know, I've seen riots. I've been in riot. I was in California and had the riot in California.
So how long ago did you leave Somerset?
I left Somerset back in 1998, I think it was.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, after my mom died. You remember my mom, Dora Berge?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
She's the town. This is Chris.
This is Christian, yeah.
Hey, what's up, buddy? All right, I remember you. Okay.
Yeah, I know, but I've been, like I said, this thing, one time I was down here in Farmington, and they were protesting in front of Walmart, and some guy tried to steal a TV in front of me.
Wow.
I was like, no. I tackled the guy down. I got into a fight with the guy who was a Navajo, and all his buddies jumped on me.
Oh, wow.
And the cops came in, and I said, no, I got this.
Yeah, you're a big guy.
I took them all down, and
Good for
I
you.
left Walmart. They got arrested.
Did you keep the TV?
And then, what's that?
Did you end up keeping
What's
the
that?
TV?
I can't hear you.
He's asking if you kept the TV.
He's being a wise ass.
No, listen to this. And my scooter, I had a scooter there, and it got stolen, right?
Oh,
so
geez.
I was mad, so I hopped on one of their scooters, and I'm like, I'm out of here, yo. Okay.
It sounds like.
So I took it down probably about maybe 5 blocks, and it just stopped. Like a brake sucked up on it. So I got up, I walked home, and next day I went down there, and they were still going on a riot, and I walked to the front door and said, excuse me, sir, but you're kicked out of here. I'm like, why? Because you stole the scooter. I said, well, you know what, y'all are pathetic. You know, you guys don't respect anybody. You know, I mean, think about it. What if a white guy that got killed?
Right.
You know, it'll be a different story. But if a black guy gets killed, it's a whole different ballgame.
Well,
Good
it depends on
stuff.
who kills him. Depends on who kills him.
All right. Hey, Christian, it was nice hearing from you from
Yeah, thanks for calling.
New Mexico.
Thanks for calling.
That's far out there. Keep following the show. We appreciate it. Nice hearing from you, brother.
All right, I'll get a call back later on.
All right, Christian. Yeah, now we're down in New Mexico. We were at North
That's
Dakota.
pretty good reach.
Now
Yeah.
we're down to New Mexico.
Now we
But,
just got to get over the border.
Yeah,
That's the hard part,
We
I
need our
hear.
visas and passports.
Yeah.
So RBT, as we were talking about RBT, I guess there was someone that said someone was chopping wood down in Buffington Park, and I assumed it was RBT.
I live right there. Right near
I think he
Buffalo.
lives somewhere in there.
Oh, Jesus.
And
He's like
he's
my neighbor?
So,
My
so
homeless
I
neighbor?
Lock the doors,
Yeah.
close the windows at
He's
night.
living in the backyard. So I said RBT. I put up a post about tomorrow's going to be the show. We're going to call it the good, the bad, and the ugly, and it could break into different things. And he was like, "Well, why don't we talk about how you can ruin someone's life on social media?" And I was like, "We can talk about that. That's cool."
Sure.
So
That's a good
How did you
concept.
ruin his life, though?
I
You're always
would
nice
love
to him.
to
You Give him
know.
a platform to tell his story.
that's my boy, RBT.
Is this
Yeah, he called while that other call. But the guy was calling from New Mexico.
Oh, right, so you don't
I
wanna
wasn't going to hang up
I
on
thought
him.
there was somebody beeping in. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Branko Richard, I'm sure he'll call back. He's probably charging at RBT. What's happening?
This is Los.
What's going on? You chopping trees
I
down?
heard you saying, stop, please.
No.
All right, come on.
First off, Jeff, it's not you, Jeff.
Come on, you got to get a little closer to that Wi-Fi.
First off, I'm responsible for my own life. And the issue was with everybody beating up everybody on social media. It fucked up my life. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah, but social media's only been around
Dude,
for about a dozen years.
words on a
You've been
screen
fucked up
fucked
all
up
your
your
life.
People calling out. No, hold on. See, here you all go. Let me talk, please.
All right, you have the forum.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Now, what you guys do on there and the fact that you expose bad people is great. I'm not a bad person, and you tried to make me into a bad person.
Nobody ever
and
said
that's
that
something
about
that
you.
I have to live with each and every
Nobody ever
day,
said that
Sarah.
about you.
Don't even start, because you want to start talking shit about addresses being dropped on me, social media. You did that same shit to me.
Addresses.
No, I did not. Oh, dude, what drugs are you on right now?
Fucking definitely.
You were never that important for me to even bother to know your address. Really?
Yeah, Defend.
Oh, right.
I've always said,
Dude, did
Right,
he
that's-
really just say
I think he's talking about me.
Smart. I've always said that you're very smart, Sarah, and there's a whole bunch of goodness that you can do for the people of Swansea.
Okay.
Clearly, this isn't all about
I
firewood.
find it funny when you're on here talking about how this person asked for your address when you did the same shit.
I did not. Whose
So
address did I dox?
Yes, you most definitely
Whose address?
did,
Whose
Sarah.
address did I dox?
Did she mention the cardboard
You
box on
were
Pleasant
looking
Street?
For my address.
Listen,
Back when I was living on Fifth Street.
dude, you
'Cause I
can't be
looked right at
serious.
You and I said,
Are you serious right
"There
now,
you go."
dude?
You still did it though. You still did it.
Are you out in the sun today without water,
Plain and
RBT? Are you dehydrated?
What's that?
Are you dehydrated?
No,
Are you delusional?
no, I'm fine.
All right,
Can you pass a piss test?
No, I'm fine.
What's the 27th letter of the alphabet?
Fuck you.
Yes, exactly. All right, no, RBT is completely,
completely
functional.
sober, yeah.
So, RBT, how you doing over there?
I mean, I'm surviving. I'm trying to get my stimulus check in so I can get my truck fixed so I can move back on with my life.
Good. That's a good
It's
goal
just
to
been a
have.
very-
Are we still?
it's just been a very fucked up situation since last September.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
my life
September of
went to shit.
2000, I would assume.
No, September of last year when I had to leave the apartment on Fifth Street.
Oh.
I didn't even know you lived on
why'd you
Fifth
leave?
Street, bro. I didn't even know you lived on
So,
Fifth Street.
once
I can't
again-
So why
believe
did we
he's
leave?
blaming me for doxing his address.
Listen, when I think of you, Sarah, when I think of you,
Can you dox homeless
I
people?
think of the fact that this is the one person that could go up to 6 flights of City Hall as fast as I could.
And that,
did that
I was
today,
actually
man.
faster than you, but
Yeah,
okay.
she probably could.
Or whatever. I held the door open for you, so
Sure.
screw
On
me
the
for being a
elevator?
gentleman.
Yeah.
But what does that have to do
No,
with
we
me
went
knowing
up
where
to
you
place-
live and doxing your address? I don't understand where you're going with this.
RBT,
Like,
that's public. You go to sorb.com and you can find out where you're located. But
Yeah, okay. We know, Jeff.
no, yeah, it's public knowledge now.
Yeah.
It is all public
So,
knowledge.
but
I got scam artists calling me
RBT.
and they tell me my address and my full name.
huh? RBT, he's going in and
What are
out.
you talking about?
Oh, that's all.
what are you talking about,
I
you
was just,
weirdo?
I was just wanted to talk about you chopping down
SORB,
trees.
But Jeff, no, when
All
it
right,
comes
so-
down to it, listen,
Yeah,
Jeff,
yep.
when it comes down to it, all right, we went through a lot of shit over many years on social media with, standing up to each other, fighting each other, tit for tat. I calling out corrupt politicians. You guys calling me out because you were on the side of the corrupt
Oh
politicians.
my god, dude! I can't even deal with this, bro. I can't even deal with this.
Just
kid.
be truthful. You cut down a tree and
Dude,
now you're upset about
He
it.
is
Okay.
so delusional. It's not even funny. He must be all cracked up or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, first of all, I wasn't on the side of any politicians because I don't get involved in that bullshit.
Dude, the first time I met that guy was at Mickey Doyle's, right? And here I am sitting there talking to, I think it was Lauren Tanzio, one of the other girls that I just had met during the recall and stuff. And this motherfucker comes up to me and he's all like all up in my conversation, trying to like talk to us, like he's all weirded out, like.
Yeah.
And I've been shooing him ever since, and I was trying to say I'm out in his address. I don't know where the fuck you live. No, do I give two fucks where you live?
Apparently,
He lives right in your
Yeah,
backyard.
he's a
Apparently
neighbor.
He's gonna cut down a tree and it's gonna fall on your house one day. You better
Apparently-
watch yourself.
Fifth Street. Whoever mentioned anything about Fifth Street on my page? Like nobody.
I don't.
Nobody.
I think that was the.
I'm just gonna go on your page and search Fifth Street.
RBT.
Figure
Please
this
do.
out.
So yeah, this is get out of the sun.
He
We
thinks
all
he's way
wish you
more
well.
important than what he is.
We wish you well, and we want you to have a nice life over there. And you just got to remember back a couple weeks ago when I went over to visit you, and I was looking out for you.
Lulu and Benson all said hello. They gave you food.
Yeah, you know.
whatever.
But I mean, as far as like these delusions of grandeur,
Yes. that's
we
what's exactly
never had
wrong.
a fight. Yeah, you spilled your story, your fuck toy story about how you molested some girl when you were like 14 and on a Sunday, and I exploited it.
Isn't that where the whole boobs BEWS came
Yeah,
from, right?
boob
Right? Isn't that
swiper.
what the boob Robbie Tree was the boob swiper, BEWBS.
So is it my fault that you took it upon yourself to put your hand on a teenager's breast and you are now registered with the sex offender. So everyone, I don't know if you are actually anymore. There could have been a time limit, but let's move on from RBT.
Probably couldn't
Oh my
update it.
God.
Didn't have an address.
Well, only making his head grow bigger.
That was crazy.
Jesus,
All right,
that was crazy.
speaking of RBT crazy, a 31-year-old Rashid Bramaj decided to stroll through Manhattan on June 6th, the day of the devil, and pushed down a woman to the ground, just shoved her, a 92-year-old woman, to the ground.
I saw that, and she
her
hit-
head
hit-
narrowly
hit
missed that
a-
fire hydrant.
Yeah,
right?
but
Or
she was
hit it?
hurt.
Yeah.
She was hurt.
So how come nobody's talking about that anywhere? We had to go
Because
dig that
she's
up.
white.
Yeah, I didn't.
Exactly why.
I don't even know what color.
Imagine if a white man did that to a 92-year-old black woman.
Oh, it'd be the end of the world.
Imagine.
The 92-year-old
Well,
black
not to
woman would probably
mention-
whip his ass.
Well, hey, listen, I'm sure she
Yeah,
would.
that too.
Yeah.
I'm sure she would. Did you ever see that 80-year-old black bodybuilder lady? She made those YouTube videos. This lady runs 10 miles every morning. She's like 85 years old, right? She trains like a gym class. This lady is like a brick shit house. You would look at her and think she was maybe 55. She's like 85. It's unbelievable. And listen, and then people, I shared her videos. I was like, this lady is like my hero. You know what I mean? So I don't understand, like, but if some just white guy was randomly walking down the street and just attacked for no reason a old
See,
black
it'd
lady,
be the end of the world.
it would be the end of the world.
Just
But
like in
when they do it-
156 days, it
Right, but when
would be
they
the
do
end
it
of the
to
world.
us, and if you really want to get technical, black on white crime is tenfold than the other way around. Okay, violent crime, black on white violent crime is tenfold. Black people violently attack 550,000 white people every year. White people attack 59,000 black people every year, and that's with them being only 13% of the population. So everybody loves ratios until it goes against their argument. But if you want to put the ratios in, it's 17 times more likely to be attacked by a black person than the other way around.
That may be statistically true, and there may be a lot of disconnect out there with what's been going on.
Well, let's hold everybody to the same standards.
But why can't everyone just get the fuck along?
Well, of course, and listen, I would, but don't expect me to bow down to your false narratives and pander to your political agenda.
Right, but when I see
somebody,
like when I leave here today, I could run into a black guy or a white guy in the
Okay.
street, and either way, I'm going to look at him, size him up, and
Sure.
and it could be.
but you don't think he's doing the same thing to you?
Whether he's white or black, of course,
Sure.
and they might look at me and say,
Sure.
"Look at the yuppie with his pink shirt on," or whatever. And whatever, we don't have to stop and talk. But if that guy's sitting there has a flat tire, I might help him.
Well, of course, anybody would. Anybody would.
But so I don't see all that nonsense.
But
So
it's
that's
not.
why it's weird for me to hear in New Mexico or in Washington all this shit going on, because it doesn't happen around here.
See, the problem is that the statistics are the statistics, right? And they paint a big picture, okay? Your personal experience does not speak for the whole picture. All right, I have had very bad experiences with police officers. I'm a pretty white woman. I've had cops draw guns on me twice. Okay, so it's not like
had it twice too.
But you know what I didn't do? I didn't fight him for his gun. Okay, that's what I didn't do. Okay, I put my hands up and I said, okay. That's what I did.
I saw an African American today with a black a gentleman who was dark skinned, whatever, had a face mask on that said "I can't breathe." I thought it was hysterical.
I
I
thought
looked
it was
at
funny.
him.
There you go.
I laughed, and he
I
kind
see
of
him all the
smirked back.
time, and they're
But
like, yeah, it's
he
funny,
was,
right?
Yeah, I mean, like, fuck off already. Let's just everyone get along. And this shit with police. All right, so a firefighter gets caught doing something. A school teacher gets caught doing something.
And well, you know what it is? The police overwhelmingly are for Trump. So that's why they're going after that union. That's exactly why. Listen, if you think this ain't about
guns
Trump,
rights.
open your eyes.
Most police officers have the license to carry and are into that. And I agree with that.
It's all about Trump. The teachers unions hate Trump. The firefighters unions don't say who they want.
The teachers union seem to be like those are the most batshit crazy.
They
people.
really are though. Listen.
Taking
Did you
down
see that
statues.
photo of a teacher who posted an anti-Black Lives Matter post? And they were more mad at her than they were at the two pedophiles who were busted just 2 weeks ago. Okay, because I posted about both of those pedophiles with child porn on their computers. No comments. Okay, no comments from anybody. But this lady who posted an anti-Black Lives Matter post, she got more hate against her than these two pedophiles did. So this is where there's a sickness in this country, and it is a moral sickness.
Let's stick to the real issues. Like, all right, Andrew Lelling today, 36 people indicted for drugs, gangs, putting drugs into our kids, schoolyards and stuff. The trafficking of children. like real heavy
Pizzagate
duty
is real.
stuff.
I've been saying it for 4 years.
Let's worry about shit like that.
Yep.
We had also just sponsors get out there. We are here at Eric B. Media, Johnny's Crossroad Wine and Spirits, where you can still get your flavored
Tobacco.
Tobacco.
Yeah,
Oh, that's good to know.
So-
That's good to know.
For
Yeah.
those people that like the Newport 100s, I see people saying where do they have to go in New Hampshire?
Yep, New Hampshire, man.
You can just go 3 miles up from
Nice.
the casino.
Nice.
Excellent pizza in Somerset, Prestige Automart, and also we're gonna do Grinder. Grinder, we're gonna sponsored by Grinder now. That Sean
Grindr?
Sean is a
Grindr.
member. Want to tell us about that, Sean? You coming out of the
I
closet?
don't know. My only sponsor is Family Food Grocery Outlet, William S. Cannon Boulevard, Fall River, Mass. Go check them out. Got some nice groceries at a cheaper price than you would over at Stop and Shop, Shaw's, all that big corporate bullshit.
And there's no COVID-19 dripping all over the place.
Nope. Mike Pierre, he's a great guy.
The Simpsons Doomsday thing, we talked about that. I wanted to know if there was a drunk guy in the future, but apparently
Listen, they
it's
say
not
that
going to
the
matter.
Simpsons, the guy who writes for the Simpsons, is a time traveler. If you really go back and
Yeah.
look, like there are some
Yeah.
crazy videos. I've watched some
Dallas,
crazy videos.
Dallas
of stuff
actually
they have
had some
said.
info on that. We can
All
touch
right,
upon
I would
that.
love to hear it.
All right, so if you guys go look up the book Baron Trumps, it explains all
Know
of
about
the.
it.
Yeah, you found out
Of
about
course
it.
I did. I'm all over it, man.
So it goes a little deep into the Trump's history and how his great grandfather was actually an engineer.
Oh, I thought he was a KKK guy.
No, that's a
no.
lie.
Is that
no.
more
That's a lie.
propaganda?
No,
course it
he's
is.
just an engineer, and he actually was.
Trump's uncle. Trump's uncle.
yeah.
He was big into the time travel science, right?
Yep.
And when he died, I guess Trump took
Nikolai Tesla.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's right. Tesla.
Yep.
That's right. See, he knows what he's talking about.
So yeah,
So,
they
Trump's
were showing me a little bit
great-grandfather-
before the show. Yeah, go on.
Trump's great grandfather ended up dying or having to take over Nikolai Tesla's experimental time travel. The government hired him to do it. He then came up 15 years later, said there was nothing. Multiple books have came out, and those are all from the 1800s, explaining exactly what's going to happen.
yeah.
And to this date, every single thing in this book has come true. Trump became in office. Baron Trump is the name of one of the books, and that's Trump's youngest son.
Yes, it is.
All of this took place in Russia.
And this was before Barron was born.
And the
obviously.
the Simpsons have predicted a lots of predictions, like
Yeah.
20 years.
They
before
predicted a
happened.
great stock for me to go buy.
They have
last
Trump
night
coming
and
down
sell,
the
and it was
escalator,
pretty good,
winning the
yeah.
presidency in like the 1990s. Yes, they predicted the world towers. They predicted all kind of things. And if you just look, just Google it, just YouTube it,
Yep.
dude, you
And-
can see it. And everybody says YouTube's not a credible source. YouTube is not a source; it's a platform. Okay, and that's where people get confused.
Right.
Okay, and listen, there. If you just put into the search engine on YouTube of The Simpsons time travel, you will see some crazy stuff that makes you just stop and go, you know what I mean? Come on.
And this is where I go into the whole card play that Simpsons did quite a few years ago in early 2000s. Before anything even happened, they had an episode where they went to one of those crazy witches that'll tell you the future. She played out 9 cards. The first one was rewriting history. The next one was a terrorist nuke, and then there's a picture of the Twin Towers. The next one's the Pentagon burning down, population reduction, center of disease control, a pandemic, combined destruction, which, I mean, this is probably where we're at right now.
Yep.
And then the goal card would kill for peace. And then the tape runs out, and that's the end
Hey,
of the world.
just look up, right? They talk about the Illuminati. There's like an Illuminati board game, and it really does predict Trump being president. It's like people, as soon as you post stuff like this, they just call you a conspiracy theorist and they reject it. They won't even open the link or look at it. They're just like, you're a conspiracy theorist. Ciao. That's it. Listen, I'm sorry, but I'm a little more open-minded than just believing what I see on TV. I want to know what's going on. I want to know the truth. I want to know the conspiracy theories, because I'm sorry, but conspiracy theory is not a bad word to me. It's to me, I mean, anybody who questions the statements of known liars is a conspiracy theorist nowadays.
Okay,
Things
so
hit with me when the Simpsons can even control the market.
all right, so let's put that up on the page. Also,
Yeah, we will,
Zen
yep.
Zen wanted to talk about South Africa. Tiki wanted me to talk about my buddy Larry, who's up in North Dakota, wanted me to mention the sushi place that sponsors us. That we haven't got the sushi yet. He said he was going to call in, but not until I had my drink. But he hit me up Friday night and mentioned that Turtle Boy, that he heard it and saw it, and he's
Turtle
like, "Holy
Boy's the
shit!"
shit. Turtle Boy's the
He's
shit.
either you or Sarah's brother, and he's saying he's glad he outed the KUNT who robbed the thrift store.
Yeah.
Actually, we support Turtle Boy, and Turtle Boy's gonna whether by phone or by video or some way he's gonna be on the show next week.
Oh, I hope so.
So we made that weird advertising for Turtle Boy.
They do good work. Now
Oh
that
my
is
God.
real journalism right there. That's real journalism.
Hey, right?
They look deep
Instant-
into some shit, right?
Hampton Beach. Did you guys see that one yet? People acting stupid. They threw the guy out. The cops had to arrest him, and then because they were being loud and obnoxious. I mean, that's what happens when you're a rookie and you drink in the sun at the like
Sure.
an outdoor. It was like a beach place where you could have lunch. And then these ghetto rats came over and started yelling at the couple that complained. Are you happy now? And their video, it was just a big mess.
Yeah.
But Turtle Boy, he's been on Callahan's podcast at Monday mornings, and him and his crew, they're definitely out there and they're definitely exploiting.
That's right. So behave
all
yourself
these
because you never
evil
know. You
people.
just might get Turtle Boyed.
You don't want to
That's
show
right.
up on there. Here is one thing. He actually will dig in and get all your shit and
That's right.
and ruin your life.
Listen, you know what though? But people that he does that to, I haven't seen one person that has not deserved it.
No.
Every person that he outs is a complete
I mean, Jess
scumbag.
didn't really deserve it.
Oh, did he
but-
do her? I didn't know that.
I mean, he kind of did. It was kind of funny. It didn't go far, but again, it was
Oh,
somebody.
I didn't see any.
It was someone that allegedly was like feeding him a bunch of
I
bullshit.
see.
But he didn't put any faults. In fact, Jess, I think, talked to him about it. I thought Jess was coming in today, but she didn't really care about it. too
Well, I
much.
mean, it
wasn't a
must have
big
been
deal.
that. Couldn't have been that bad.
It was just about her having her time on the 17th when the shutdown was the 18th, and somebody sent it to him and like said what a evil woman she was.
Well,
so
I mean, that's kind of minor considering with the shit that the.
I think it was her opponent in the Somerset
Yeah, it could have
race,
been. Could have
so-
been. Yeah, pulling strings.
Well,
Sure.
whatever. It is what it is. Zen, what's going on in South Africa?
Bunch of race shit is going on in South Africa. So pretty much the exact opposite of what everyone thinks is going on over here
Everyone
is
thinks, yeah.
actually going on over there in real life. And a good friend of mine out there, Newton Bower, actually sent me a couple minutes on a clip today explaining the whole situation. If we could play that and then talk about it after.
Sure. Well, I'm very familiar with what's going on in South Africa. I posted
Yeah.
about it a lot.
Yeah.
So we'll put
But
it
a
up on
lot
the
of it
page.
gets dismissed. Like a lot of it gets
You wanna play it?
Play it right now.
Yeah, a lot of it gets deleted. Like when I go back and look down my timeline, everything I post about South Africa, it says this content is no longer available. Yeah, because they don't want you to know. You know, they don't want you to know what's going
Censorship,
on.
just like China. Yeah.
It's really
So check it out. If
it's
you wanna
really
hang in with us and-
censorship, yeah.
Short and concise as possible. Okay, diving right into it. Farm murders. That's actually something we deal with on a daily basis. The funniest thing is our president denies that this happens, and it happens at a rate of anywhere from 1 to 5 murders every single week. Some years we have upwards of 400 farm murders. Predominantly white farmers are being murdered specifically for no reason. And
So these are white farmers.
Yes.
White farmers in Africa being killed and raped
This has
and
been
shit,
going on
land
for years.
seized.
And they have black mobs of people that come to their houses and they rape 70-year-old ladies
And
and
this
they
is-
boil them alive.
This is
and
a
they-
guy you know, boots
it's
on the ground in
horrific
South
Yeah,
Africa.
yeah, in
torture.
South Africa.
Yeah.
All right, let's listen on a little.
horrible. They're being tortured. They're doing ridiculous things to them, and basically just because they're white. A little bit of background of how the government here works. It's the first time they've heard of a democracy, which is run by a communist party. Yeah, we've actually got the Communist Party of South Africa, the SACP, the ANC, and COSATU being the biggest labor union in South Africa. And they create this little triangle of power. And it's socialism and communism disguised as.
So help me out with this. Now, population of South Africa is what, predominantly black, white?
I would say it's kind of mixed.
Well, it was mixed because the white farmers came in and they're the ones who freed South Africa. So if you like exterminate all the white farmers, then South Africa is gonna like be poor and starve. Millions of people, millions of black people are gonna starve to death. But you have this communist party, just like you have in the USA, that is demonizing white people. So you have gangs of black people that are just they're ravishing these white farms, and they are like torturing and murdering like white farmers. And
Now, is this
whites.
gentleman white or black?
Yeah, he's white. They're hunting white people.
They really
essentially.
are.
Is he in danger? Or is he?
I mean, he can definitely protect himself.
Yeah,
He's
trained.
yeah.
Okay.
But they come in the middle of the night,
Democracy.
like, and they like, you know.
Crazy.
Take the call.
No, it was Tiki. I'm gonna call him right back.
Oh, I see.
Oh, maybe he wanted to talk about that a little bit more. But that's definitely Ganko Sushi who he's talking about. So we're gonna check that out. We're gonna put that up on the hook there and see what's going on.
Yeah, I'll post that.
But I love.
I love this ringtone here.
Yeah.
This is pretty badass.
Hey, what's that? Is that the Apache helicopter in Apocalypse Now? Yeah. So we did have
it's the Hueys, yeah.
we had Rhode Island, Massachusetts. Now we had New Mexico. Now we got. Are you still in San Diego or South Dakota or whatever it is?
Hey, I didn't interrupt Sean's talk about
the
South
point got
Africa,
across.
did
I didn't know if you wanted to add to it.
You know, man.
If you knew
one
anything.
thing everyone should know, especially what's going on right now, it's kind of funny. I don't know. I didn't get how you guys got on this topic, but you know, I worked
Something
in
Sean's
Africa
been
a lot of
working on.
years. So, what goes back from South Africa is Rhodesia. I refuse to call Rhodesia what it's called now because it's such a tragedy.
What is it?
So Rhodesia is a country that it got screwed, and it's if you look at it, what happened to them is what's happening to us right now. When you look at the history of Rhodesia, okay, and if you remember, Rhodesia is the country. I think I sent you a picture. I had one of their the country that it is now. I had one of their banknotes, and it was something like I still have it somewhere. It's like $1 billion bank.
Yeah, $1 million. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
But
60
you have
cents.
Yeah, you shouldn't listen to me. You should look at what Rhodesia became, and then when all the white farmers and all the people that built up Rhodesia into the economy that it was, they all fled to South Africa, and then the same disease that brought in the country that now owns Rhodesia is now in charge in South Africa.
Is that Zimbabwe?
I do. There is one of the few things in life that I refuse to say, and that's one of the few things.
Okay.
I had 2 cousins die there.
Yeah.
For what's going on right now, and it's funny because when all you gotta do is Google Rhodesia, and people are gonna be like, "Wow, that happened." How did that happen? And it's happening. Like Sean, I didn't want to call in and interrupt Sean because he started really getting into it. But it's what's happening in South Africa. That's been happening for years, man. You know.
Right.
But
why can't we
came
report on it? Why does it all get deleted every time somebody tries to report on it?
It's a Sarah. It's a disease.
But don't you think people should know what the hell's going on?
What kind of a disease? Like a communicable disease?
No, it's a communist disease.
Oh.
You know, I saw something about BLM. How BLM now has become so powerful.
It's a Marxist agenda. I don't understand how you can't see it.
What if you guys had to change something in Fall River as far as get rid of an entire department of police or defund police, whatever we're talking about?
Yeah.
They haven't had to do anything other than threaten violence. And if you look at Albuquerque yesterday, there's Albuquerque. I'm sorry, I forgot the other cities, but Albuquerque
Santa
and
Fe.
3 other cities had to hurry up and get ahead of Minneapolis. And now they adopted laws into place where if you call 911 in Albuquerque and whatever other cities did it yesterday, they will not, and this is according to the Albuquerque government website, they will not send police under certain conditions to your house, which means domestic violence, that sort of thing. They will send a social worker.
Holy shit.
Well,
so they're doing this actually?
This just happened yesterday. I literally woke up this morning and I couldn't believe I saw this. And then I hear, this is what freaked me out because I hear Sean start talking about South Africa. This is what happened in Rhodesia in South Africa. And they lost their countries. 2 countries
Right,
went
but this
downhill
is why
because
people
filed
want to
police.
erase the history and they want to censor the truth because that way they
wanna
can
change
repeat
the
it
history.
without.
Wow.
That's right. That's what they want to do.
Exactly what the Simpsons
This is a
said.
globalist communist agenda, and they will censor and erase anything that's going to get in their way. And even if that means pulling down George Washington statues in America. I mean, and then you have the idiots that are standing there cheering it on. Yeah, tear it down, boo. Like, I mean, in the colleges, the ones dumbing down the kids. Like, I mean,
This is crazy, Larry. No.
Man, just look up in 2 seconds. Look up what they did in Albuquerque with the 911.
I will.
I'm gonna do some research. We're gonna post that whole interview that Zen had on the page, and we're gonna touch upon this next week because my interest is piqued because your reaction, and you're very intelligent as far as world matters.
Sounds like he knows what's up.
I was there when Rhodesia went downhill.
Wow.
And then when South Africa went downhill, okay, I got friends of mine that
You're
left.
lucky you're alive.
I got relatives that left.
Yeah.
And came over here. That I.
Now, is there a Marine barracks there?
That would no. This is a long time. But
Okay.
what kills me is this is now, and I hear Sean talking about it, and to hear somebody connect something that the two countries that went downhill, and the same exact thing is happening right now. And I literally woke up. What is it? Tuesday? I woke up today.
Yeah.
Reading about what happened in Albuquerque, and forgive me, I wish I could remember the other cities, but
And you thought about
That's
this
what
morning?
I saw this morning with Albuquerque
That's fucked up.
and,
Hey, man.
and the other cities that did this. But
My buddy.
this is the stuff that Minneapolis was talking about, where they're gonna basically they're gonna cut the police budget, and a lot of the cities are talking about too. New York, New York abolished their plainclothes division yesterday. I forgot what else it was, but the Albuquerque thing, man, that's Rhodesia and South Africa all over again.
Wow.
It's not, I know, and I'm sure domestic violence situations are some of the worst situations cops can walk into.
Of course.
And instead of sending a cop, they're going to send a social worker.
Good luck.
What social worker is even going to want that job to walk into something like that?
Right?
They won't.
They don't even want to do it.
So now when they want
themselves.
to,
Never mind.
instead of raiding the cartel with the DEA, they're going to send in like a drug counselor.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go.
Guys, there is
you're
a dividing
addicted.
line. I did
Stop
look
this.
through the what the
You're
Albuquerque
better
University
than
went
that.
through. There is
You're
legit
killing millions.
911
Stop.
calls. That subdivided the police, but it's just a simple fact that BLM, without doing anything, without like passing any or lobbying or doing anything in DC, out of fear, they made cities change their mandate.
But
and
it's
say,
not
"You know
just
what?
BLM though. BLM is this global communist George Soros funded agenda. It's not. You can call it BLM, Antifa. You can call it the Communist Party, but it is a left wing
All teams of the
totalitarian
same
funded
league.
rule.
Yeah.
And you can label it whatever you want to manipulate
Yeah,
the
that's what
certain
they're-
group of
it's labeling.
people. Right? No,
But
it is though.
they're doing it the same way they did in Rhodesia and South Africa and a lot of other countries in Africa. While I was there, this is a crazy thing. 20 years ago, I was there and I saw this. They did things through violence. That's the only way you got things done.
But this is the only language these people understand, and that's why you need to fight fire with fire.
So what do you think our solution is?
You know what? Go in there with the U.S. military and fucking show these motherfuckers what the
Just
fuck's
shoot
up.
them, no?
It's fucking right.
But see, that's going to make Trump look worse. If Trump
Well,
sends
no, it's
in
not gonna make him look like a
military-
fucking hero, dude.
Is that the
Well,
is that
the
the
end of the
objective?
world is
In
here
whose
anyway.
eyes is it gonna look worse in? Whose eyes? Some fucking Black
that's
Lives
the
Matter
thing, Sarah.
fucking
It's-
pandering asshole? I don't think
You
so.
got- I know. That's the thing. That's what they're expecting. They're expecting,
They,
whole
they-
country-
They
We're
want
gonna force
Trump to
Trump's
go in
hand.
there.
We're
The
gonna
whole
force
country right now is begging for Trump to do fucking something.
Hey, we had Sarah settle down and smooth right through the show.
And
now
then you just
she's
get her
on
going.
fucking
Wow,
fire.
She's on fire now.
I didn't see you drinking, so I wasn't going to call in. And then Sean started talking about South Africa, and that got my butt in the crunch.
Yeah.
There is a
Hey,
drink in here.
hey,
just saying.
my buddy's listening right now. He agrees with everything you're saying. He said Zimbabwe's a fucking shithole, and he said that you know
don't even
exactly
say that
what you're
name.
talking about.
Yeah, that's
Don't even say
don't
that.
say
name.
that word anymore because that fucking
That's his
fucks with
trigger
Tiki's
word.
head.
Don't say it.
But hey, so we're gonna do some more research on this, and we're gonna touch upon it next week. How's that, Tiki?
I'm
right,
definitely
man, I'll
gonna do
talk to
some
you later.
research
Also,
on this.
shout out for Ganko Sushi, which
Yeah,
is
why have you not told anyone that you own a chain of sushi places in Japan? You knew about that 10 years ago when I was there.
yeah, I know, but you never sent me any. You only sent me.
Bullshit! I sent you the picture right in front. Show everyone there that picture, and I guarantee they're going to say, Jeff, why didn't you tell us you owned a sushi place?
Hey, my buddy, he's sent me stuff.
Oh my God! Look at that picture.
Oh, yeah.
From, hey, literally everywhere in the world.
I've seen that.
Hey,
Yeah.
I had cigarettes from what, Vietnam or Thailand?
Yeah, no, I sent you the Vietnamese cigarette. That's the best
Green-
Vietnamese cigarettes they make there.
Right, green fucking Kit Kats. They were called they were Kit Kats, but they were green.
Green tea Kit Kat.
It was just all crazy. He sent me everything but booze. Hint,
What do you
hint.
think of those cigarettes, though? That's the best cigarettes you can buy in Vietnam.
I mean, they weren't bad. I smoked them.
Do you
Do
smoke
they even have a
cigarettes?
filter on them?
I quit smoking,
Oh,
huh?
I was gonna say.
Do they even have a filter on them?
I think they did. I think they were like skinnier. Like they weren't.
Ooh.
They weren't. They were a little long and skinnier, like your average Vietnamese person. And they didn't. Yeah. I had to go there. But no, they were all right.
hit it.
I mean, it
I sent them
worked.
to you, and I sent them to Mick, and Mick said they tasted like a really rough Marlboro.
How's Mick doing? Is he still on the force?
Yeah, man, it's bad. That's a whole nother long story.
He's a Philly. He's what, Philly? What, somewhere in Pennsylvania?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. Tell him I said hello when you talk to him.
Yeah, I tried getting to call in, but it's his day off too today, so.
Yeah, I hear you. He's having a good time. All right. Hey, love you, brother. We'll
Yeah,
talk
it
to you
was
soon.
really good to
Man,
hear
talk
from
to you
you.
later.
Great call.
Always.
Good talking to you, man.
Larry, so we got all four corners. We didn't get anyone from Florida, although I do see a bunch of George Roderick's comments, and he's down in Florida. So we hit all four sides of the United States. Everything else in between is just a shit sandwich.
Now we just
Yeah.
need someone from Chop.
Yeah. So yeah, let's send you
Chop,
out
give
on
us a call
assignment.
since you're not part of the United States anymore.
So yeah, so that's
to a
it for
different
today's
country,
show. You know,
Well, I'm sorry
The-
that
the-
Devin didn't call back because she said she was gonna. But,
the
you know.
the
Oh,
world,
she's just outside protesting.
the world's going to hell in a handbasket apparently, and we're going to be the last ones
Well,
to
you
find
know
out
what?
about
I
it.
don't mean to make so many enemies, but I'm sorry that the fact that I speak the truth unsugar-coated makes me so
All right,
hated.
well, just let me. But I know you apologize to Devin, but Devin is a product of her mother and her father, and both of them have the mouth, both of them have the strength, and both of them they're like very. So you can't. Devin's a combination
Listen,
of that,
I
which I'm
responded to
proud
all her
of. I
comments
respect
on
that.
the page, like on the last week's
But
video.
if you're gonna go
and
with
she
Devin-
she didn't respond to anything that I said. She just
Yeah,
wanted
she
to
probably
hate on
probably
me.
didn't want to get it. But Devin is just like she's a soul stealer. She's Devin, and so are you. So that's why the clash there.
Well, maybe
But-
we're just too much alike.
But Devin's mother will tell you where to go, how to get there,
sure.
and help you along the way if you need the help,
sure,
just like my brother did when he was.
Eric,
little.
if you're
I have nothing
listening,
against
Eric.
her family or her parents. I'm
No,
just saying, like,
no,
I
Devin's
feel
cool.
bad that she was so upset with me. Like, it does make me feel bad because I did like her. We worked together for a little while, and I don't
wouldn't-
want her to hate me.
I wouldn't even
like,
take it
you know?
personal because Devin's like Devin will tell me to
She was
fuck
very
off every
upset. She
other
made
day.
a lot of very bad comments about me. I mean, calling me all kind of names.
I
It was
know,
really
but
bad.
you gotta think. Was there somebody else instigating that in
I
between?
mean, I don't know. Was there? I mean, I don't know. You know?
I mean, maybe I don't know.
Maybe not me. I don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't
knows?
one of my four Facebooks.
But Devin, you're always a welcome member to our.
Well, I would if I would
beloved
have known it
group.
was her, I would have not have like blocked her so bad. But I was already getting such a negative feedback online that
Yeah.
I just thought it was a hater, and I just kind of blocked.
No.
And I didn't. If I'd have known it was her, if she would have just said, "Hey, this is Devin," like I would have said, "Oh, hey," and I probably would have like kind of given her a little bit more
Marcus's
leeway
7th
there, you know?
birthday, so her son.
Her kid's beautiful. The
Yep.
baby's beautiful. She didn't unfriend me. I don't know if that was on accident, but I can still see everything she posts.
Yeah, no, Devin's cool. She'll be alright.
And she tried to, I know she tried to like bait me with this Trayvon Martin post she did right after the show, but I didn't bite on it. It was just like, we can just agree to disagree about that.
So yeah, the Leary family tree. But listen,
You
now
gotta get them in the new
Devin's good
new
people.
studio to.
Yes,
fight
she
each
is,
other
and that's
over,
why I
yeah.
didn't come at her the way that I probably could
Right.
have or would have if it was somebody else.
I was gonna put that video of.
Once I found out it was her, I just kind of,
I almost put that video of Taylor Swift with the calm down, and I was going to say, "This is Sarah." But I was like, you can't even compare Sarah with Taylor Swift. She's such a fucking a Momo. But
I'm more like Jimmy Page. Like, I'm
so
more like a Led
one last
Zeppelin
thing
type
before
of
we end the
solo.
show, was Michael Jackson onto something when he was trying to turn himself white?
No, I think that he had that pigmentation disease, and he just tried to bleach his skin so he wasn't all different colors. I mean, that's what I think happened with that. I mean, it was really nothing.
I
like,
thought it was just so he could steal more kids. 'cause
No,
they're
well, I
easy to
mean,
come to.
listen. And you know something? Michael Jackson was the beginning of Pizzagate, but we won't go there.
Yeah, we
All right?
won't go there.
I love his music. I thought he was a great
payoffs,
musician, and the fact that he kept
The kids
getting
loved his
lighter and
fingers,
lighter
too.
was because he had that pigmentation disease, and instead of being blotchy, he just kind of bleached his skin. And when you have that kind of money, I guess you can afford to do that. But I don't think it had anything to do with against white people. But he definitely is listen. What grown man builds what do they call it? Those,
playground in his house.
Playground in his house,
Right.
and has little boys sleeping in his bed with him. I'm sorry, but I don't know.
He wanted to be warm. Leave him
I do
alone.
not
Which
okay?
grown man walks around with Sour Patch Kids trying to lure on
Any
the
man
little
with that
kids?
kind of money that would
Exactly.
rather share his bed with little boys versus beautiful women, I don't know about that.
Listen,
man.
the
I'm
women
sorry,
loved
but
his
I'm
fingers,
sorry.
but the kids loved him more, okay?
And just like that, we've wrapped up another edition of Forever Raw. Next week, Turtle Boy, we're going to get back into Africa, Rhodesia. I do remember that name.
And the fireworks.
I'm
Don't
gonna
forget
do some-
about the 4th
and-
of July.
yep.
That's going on in
Yep.
Boston. We're having a big bash on the 4th of July in Boston.
Yep,
Starts at 11
it's
o'clock.
Black
canceled.
Lives Matter.
No, it's not canceled.
All right.
It's not canceled.
We'll see you guys next week. Have fun.
I'm
See you
singing
later.
the
Hasta
national
luego.
anthem. I'm going to sing the national anthem
Awesome.
at the fucking Boston thing.
There you go.